Guys, welcome back to Star Invest channel. This is your host, Neo. Welcome back. Wish everyone is doing great. Last time we were talking about magneto-resistive random access memory, in short, MRAMs, made by Everspin Technologies. In this video, we are going to continue to talk about the differences between MRAM, SRAM, which stands for static random access memory, and DRAM, which is dynamic random access memory. MRAM versus SRAM versus DRAM offer different balance of speed, volatility, and density. SRAM is the fastest CPU type cache memories. DRAM is high capacity system memories, and MRAM is non-volatile, low latency, long endurance, very suitable for IoT, Internet of Things, and AIoT, artificial intelligence of things, edge cases, future robotics, and space infrastructure applications. Let's continue, dive in more, guys. Okay, guys, let's continue. So DRAMs versus static RAMs versus NANDs versus MRAMs. So dynamic RAMs is dynamic random access memory is a type of volatile semiconductor memory that stores each bit of data in a separate capacitor transistor pair. So they are using capacitor transistor. That's why they do not last that long. Capacitor do not retain power over time. The power will be diminishing over time until it goes to zero. So once you unplug the memory from the power source, the memory will be almost instantly gone. I would say within seconds. And then pair with an integrated circuit, it is primarily used as a computer's main memory, RAM, random access memory, due to its high density. High density is important. We can process more data, we can read and write more data per second, and then speed is important also, and low cost compared to static random access memory. However, these characteristics are also shared by magneto-resistant RAMs, MRAMs. So, but then MRAMs, because they are so new, and they are not being produced in large quantity compared to DRAMs, so the manufacturing cost per unit cost is higher compared to the DRAMs. So DRAMs is still more popular right now, and because a lot of the manufacturers and foundries already know how to make these DRAMs, so they don't have to, rely on trial and errors and study how to make the new type of RAMs again. So right now, is still DRAM is more popular. Key aspects of DRAM technology. The cells consist of a tiny transistor and a capacitor which holds a charge representing 1 or 0 bit. But once again, once the power is gone, these charges are gone. So dynamic nature, because capacitor leak charge. See, capacitors do leak charge. DRAM cells must be periodically refreshed every few milliseconds to retain information. So you have to write every milliseconds. You have to write again. So their longevity is not that long. Because remember we talk about friction. So writing on the surface is friction. After so many scratches on the surface, then the surface layer is gone. So just like our bottom sole of the shoes. If we keep on running, over wearing for maybe, I would say 20,000 miles or whatever, however you use it, the bottom sole will be um, eventually totally removed because it's constantly um, having friction with the ground. Okay, volatility. DRAM is volatile, meaning it loses all stored data when the power is turned off. See? But MRAM do not have this problem. MRAM have all the characteristics of DRAMs, but MRAMs also retain all the information and data even when power is turned off. So when you compare to DRAMs, which are the most popular type of memory for current AI build out for data infrastructure, AI data infrastructure, if you compare it with MRAM is better than DRAM. So that's why the market now suddenly is so excited knowing Everspin Technologies made these MRAMs. That is why. Okay, and continue. Use cases. It is widely used in PCs, laptops, servers, smartphones, and tablets to provide temporary storage for active programs and data. Performance. DRAM is significantly faster than storage devices like hard drive, allowing the processor to access data rapidly. Current market and industry trends in 2026 AI demand. Memory is considered a critical bottleneck in AI infrastructure, with high bandwidth memory (HBM) being a crucial high-value product in high demand. Market players Micron, Samsung, and SK Hynix are the leading producers of DRAM. Cynical nature, the industry is historically prone to boom and bust cycles. Maybe no more actually, because after AI data center build out, we still have the space infrastructure build out, and all these require probably constant replacements of the old memories with the new ones. So yeah, that leads to undersupply and price increases, followed by capacity expansion and oversupply. Evolution of DRAM, you just need to know all these numbers because yeah, I have seen this number when I shop for memories for my computer before. So yeah, DDR345. All right, there's a lot of them, huh? SRAMs, static random access memory, is a type of high-speed volatile semiconductor. Once again, this is also volatile, just like DRAM. Once the power is unplugged, the data is gone. Versus MRAM, still retain the data. Very important. Volatile semiconductor memory that uses latching circuitry, typically 4 to 6 transistors to store each bit, requiring no periodic refreshing. So that's why it's static. There's no frictions on the layer, so it lasts longer. It is primarily used for CPU caches, high-speed registers, and networking equipment due to its fast access time and low latency compared to DRAM. Speed, much faster than dynamic RAM, making it ideal for cache memory, no refresh need, holds data as long as power is supplied, avoiding the overhead of DRAM refresh cycles. Low power consumption, highly efficient in standby mode, which is ideal for portable battery-powered equipment. Reliability, low error rates compared to DRAM, often used in critical systems, especially those computerized robots in the operation rooms, in hospitals. Yeah, those are very important. High cost and low density. Because each cell requires multiple transistors, static RAM is more expensive. So yeah, all the medical equipments, they are hugely expensive for a reason or two. Yeah. So, and has lower capacity per square inch than DRAM. Volatility data is lost when the power is turned off. Then static RAM versus dynamic RAM. Static, fast, expensive. complex circuits used in cache. Dynamic, slower, cheaper, simple, used in main memory. Common applications, CPU cache, in processors, networking equipment, routers and switches. Embedded system. Embedded system is industrial, automotive, and consumer electronics. Scientific instruments where high-speed data buffering is required. NAND. NAND flash memory is a type of non-volatile storage technology. It's like one of those, do I have a finger? Do I have one of those flash memory? I wish I have. Oh, such as this one. This is flash memory, 32 GB here. If you can see it. This is one of the type. The other one that I just mentioned was like a finger that is USB drive, and then you plug it in, and you plug it in, and it retains data even if you unplug it from your laptop, meaning remove the power source. And structures use floating gate transistors, NAND gates that are arranged in series to achieve high density. That's why the name NAND, right? They use floating gate transistors. 3D NAND is another type. They just stack them up together. Limitations: NAND cells wear out after a certain number of write cycles. See, it still wear out fast, known as program erase PE cycles. Main application: solid state drive. Our computer and laptops nowadays have 2 trillion 2 TB, SSDs. They become our primary storage in our laptop and computer, PCs, and data centers. Mobile devices: smartphones, tablets, and cameras. Portable storage: USB flash drives we just talked about, and SD cards, the one that I just showed you. NAND flash memory is a core component of the modern semiconductor industry, with a market expected to reach USD equivalent 72.60 billion by 2030. Now, the main character has finally come to light, or come on the stage. MRAMs, magneto-resistant random access memories, is a non-volatile next-generation memory technology that stores data using electron spin magnetic states rather than electrical charges. That's why if you are using electrical charges, once you unplug the power source, there is no electricity. You cannot hold the charge. But with a magnetic state, even if you unplug it, the magnetic state has already been set. It will continue to hold that state until the next time you plug it in and override it. Okay, so it offers the high speed of static RAM, the high density of DRAM, and non-volatility, the best of both worlds plus non-volatility, making it ideal for aerospace, especially aerospace because it is magnet. It is not compromised by radioactivities in the surrounding area. So if you have a spacecraft, if you have a satellite that is orbiting, circling around the Earth, you don't want the memories to be compromised easily. All this data are so important for our research, for our future infrastructure build out. So yeah, we want it to be not susceptible to be compromised or easily compromised by radioactivities in space. And then we can use it in automotive. Smart cars, we have already discussed how some of the cars have certain functions that require memory, how to back out from certain driveway situations, etc. And industrial applications requiring high endurance. You have to have high endurance. You cannot afford much downtime. Some, for example, defense industry, you cannot afford to have downtime. If your missile suddenly the memory is lost or compromised by some certain reason, then it's not functioning correctly, then it may misfire. It can hit other targets that are not intended and cause, you know, unwanted consequences. For example, and data retention without power. Okay, MRAMs are highly durable and not affected by radioactivities. See, not affected by radioactivities. I did not even read this, but well, making them especially suitable for applications in the defense industry and space industry. I swear, I did not read this. It was all in my head, so oh wow. Key features and advantages. Non-volatile. Being non-volatile, we have talked about it again and again, retains data without electricity, unlike DRAM or SRAM. So it's better than them. High endurance, unlimited write cycle capabilities. Do you read it? Unlimited. It lasts forever. Unlimited write cycle capabilities, crucial for frequently update systems. Fast speeds, fast. Offers read-write times are approximately 35 nanoseconds, suitable for high-performance applications. This one in red because radiation hardened. Highly resistant to harsh environments, often used in aerial space. So it is not easily susceptible or compromised by radioactivities, so it's very suitable for aerial space applications. And remember what? We have Rocket Lab, we have SpaceX, we have Blue Origin, and we also have a few others such as Firefly Aerial Space, that is another rocket company. And all these companies will be increasingly using MRAM in their systems and rockets and satellites. Power efficiency. Lower power consumption compared to traditional memory. Toggle MRAM, the first generation, extremely robust. Extremely robust. The first generation was already extremely robust. Widely used in industrial and aerospace applications. I bet you a lot of satellites probably are using this already. Wow, we have so many thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of satellites lining up to be put in orbits for the next few years. It's crazy. What if Everspins will continue to see meaningful growth in and demand for their MRAMs? Wow, the growth will be huge. After this AI infrastructure build out, then the company can enjoy aerial space infrastructure build out. Wow, it sounds like it has a good number of decades ahead of it for future growth opportunities. Wow. It's pretty nice, Pretty nice when you have that much demand in the future. Because the DRAM and SRAM do not seem to be suitable for space and defense application compared to MRAM. So, wow. Keep a close eye on this company, people, or even invest it. Depending on how you evaluate the company, whether you think it is overvalued when you look at the past history of its revenue, or if you are versus if you are looking at its future growth potential with the current AI infrastructure build out, AI edge cases application, and the future AI infrastructure data center in space, satellites, space infrastructure, space exploration, Mars colonization projects, etc. It could be a very good long-term investment thesis, right? Interesting. Spin transfer torque. Oh, STT MRAM. This is a newer second generation MRAM. The current more advanced technology that allows for higher densities and lower power, often replacing flash and SRAM in embedded systems. Key applications: aerospace defense, data lodging in satellites and airplanes. See, I was not even reading this. I did not even read this. Automotive, key system requiring reliable, fast storage, Industrial automation, PLCs, and robotics control system. We talk about it too. Data centers, buffer memories in storage arrays. Wow. All of the above, people. Wow. A, B, C, D. All of the above. Check. Leading companies in MRAM include Everspin Technologies, Avalanche Technologies, and companies like Teradyne E2V, specialized in high reliability versions. All these three companies, I think they are all publicly traded in the United States, some of the markets. Yeah, it's good to also look at the peers too. Everspin Technologies, Avalanche Technology, and Teradyne. I think I've heard of this company. Avalanche for sure. Avalanche. Okay. Everspin Technologies is the world leader in designing and manufacturing magneto-resistive RAM. We talked about it earlier. And what else do I want to see? Oh, let's talk about revenue, people. Yeah, based on fiscal Q1 and Q2 2026 reports, Micron is the largest company by revenue in this group. Micron, SanDisk, Western Digital, Everspin Technologies. So, experiencing massive growth driven by AI demand, followed by SanDisk. So, Micron, 23.86 billion in revenue for Q2 2026, Q2 alone. So 1 year, it has roughly 100 billion in revenue. Crazy, huh? So give it a 10 price per sale ratio. Wow, then Micron can easily be 1 trillion market cap. Yeah, it can be supported by its growth. It's crazy. Because I assume next year the growth will enable it to be more like in the range of, I think, 35 to 45 billions per quarter. Wow, then Micron, the price per sale ratio will be lower than 7 or 6. Wow, Micron can be over 1 trillion market cap soon if the current demand continue and the growth continue. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, by the way, proper disclosure, we do have Micron Technology shares. We hold Micron Technology shares. Okay, and we also hold SanDisk shares, and we also hold Western Digital share, and we also hold Everspin Technologies share. Okay, proper disclosure, but not financial advice. Please perform your own due diligence. Because you are the one who know your financial situations, and you know what kind of time frame you're expecting to have your expected returns. So those are very personal. So recently separated from Western Digital, it reported 5.95 billion. That is SanDisk. We just talked about 45x, 45 times of return in just 1 year. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, Western Digital WDC reported a 25% year-over-year increase to 3.2 billion in its fiscal Q2 2026 as a separate entity focusing on HDD with high capacity drive demand. Everspin Technologies. While Everspin is a leader in magneto-resistive RAM, MRAM, it is a much smaller player, currently sitting at roughly 1 billion market cap, and last week was just 600 million market cap, and 1 month ago it was just 4 million market cap, and now it's 1 billion market cap. In terms of total revenue compared to the major NAND and DRAM manufacturers listed above. Key trends and comparisons. Growth leader. SanDisk has demonstrated exceptional short-term growth, with revenue having roughly doubled in the latest quarter compared to the prior one. Crazy. AI exposure. Micron holds a larger market share and a more diversified portfolio, DRAM, NAND, HBM, high bandwidth memories, while SanDisk focuses exclusively on NAND flash storage. Profitability, both Micron and SanDisk are seeing rapid margin expansion due to high demand for AI servers, with data center segments growing significantly. And I believe MRAM will see meaningful growth going forward because of defense industry and the space industry. On top of this AI infrastructure build out, a lot of things are future. So when we look at the future, we can see how the trend can be our friend. So the trend is defense industry, space industry especially, and edge cases such as self-driving cars, self-flying drones, robots, self-working robots. They all need fast compute, on premises compute. You cannot wait for the data to transmit to remote AI data center, and then the remote AI data center process the data and give an order back to this robot, and then or self-driving car, and then that will take the transmission of data and the processing of those data there back and forth, let's say as short as 10 seconds. But during those 10 seconds, your car's already crashed to a wall, into a wall, or crashed to a lake, or crashed with another vehicle. Yeah, we just cannot afford that. We need right there decision right there. Split seconds, meaning nanoseconds, not even split seconds, it's nanoseconds. So it looks like the use cases will be growing and growing bigger and bigger. It is just a matter of time. More deals will be announced by Everspin Technologies. Now, nothing is financial advice. I'm here to share information that I have found, and hopefully we all share information that we know with each other, and we prosper together. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening.